Happy Hallorween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Welcome to not only episode 3 of the Planet Lor podcast, but our Halloween special.
The Halloween special.
The Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Obviously, we're not recording this on Halloween because we got shit to do, but to everyone in the future, happy Halloween. All right. This episode, we're going to be talking about horror. You know, not just horror lore in movies and TV shows. No, we're going to be talking about real shit too.
Real shit only.
Only?
Only.
No, not only, Evan.
Maybe a little bit of fake shit.
Get with it, Evan.
I forgot this podcast is a lot of fake. Well,
a lot of fake?
A lot of fake shit. But
no.
You know.
Nuh-uh. We're not starting with that kind of energy, Evan. This is the Halloween special.
This is the Halloween special. Halloween. I just caught you.
Halloween.
No Halloween.
Thank
it's
you.
Halloween.
I'm sure you can fucking tell already that this is not a typical episode.
No, it's Halloween.
This is Halloween. We're freeballing it a bit. We're having some fun. This one's a lot less serious. We're just sort of taking...
Is it ever serious?
Dude, I take this 100% serious. All the time.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Kick back, bitch.
Let me kiss your toes real quick.
Under the table or above the table?
Above the table.
I'm a Chad like
just
that.
Just put them in front of me. I'll just...
Yeah, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. We definitely have drinks flowing. This one's definitely fucking not so serious. I'm definitely a lot more into horror than you are. Like, and just being super into lore. I fucking love horror lore. Like, we have a tradition with our group of friends, in which every Halloween we just sort of like, since high school, we sort of just kick back and watch some horror movies on Halloween. Once we grew out of our Halloween costumes. Yeah, so every time, like, my favorite movies for sure. Let's just start with, like, what are your favorite horror movies? Or, like, any media of horror?
I feel like, so would you consider, like, thrillers to be horror? Like, not
Depends.
like, depends on which type, right?
It depends on, I feel like horror is a subgenre of thriller.
I thought it'd be the other way.
No, because then that would classify every thriller movie as a horror movie, right?
I guess.
Like, horror movies can be thrillers, but not every thriller is a horror movie, you know? A horror movie's going to thrill you.
I feel like thrillers have better plots than horror movies.
Yeah, I feel like whenever
Like
I like try to
horror.
get you to watch like a horror movie or something,
Yeah.
you always say like you don't like the plot, and that like definitely deters you from
Yeah,
watching
because
the
they're just
movie.
kind of like, I feel like they're more predictable than thrillers. Because I feel like thrillers, like, the difference is like, I guess horror is mostly to be like, you know, scary, right?
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But then like thrillers are more like you're like on the edge of your seat. You know, like you're more scared for like how the characters are gonna like what's gonna happen next. More so of like you're scared of like something jumping out and scaring you. You know what I'm saying?
But that's like a different kind. There's like so many different kinds of scary.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's different, but I like it more. I don't know why. Like I'm more afraid of like.
Well, then what's your favorite thriller?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
You really don't know?
There's so many thrillers out there.
But you like some horror movies.
Yeah, but
like I know no wait, were you there? No, you weren't there when we watched The Fly together. Have you seen The Fly?
No.
With Jeff Goldblum? I'm not going to be talking about The Fly today because there's not much lore to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely like closed. But God, it's such a good movie. Like Jeff Goldblum fucking nails it. Like It's scary. Like it's not really. It's more just like disturbing. It's a very like the Cronenberg movies are really disturbing.
But I feel like at a certain point, like, you know, when you get older, it's not really like about the scary factor as much, you know? Besides like jump scares, but like...
No, but then you start appreciating psychological thrillers more. Because you start to understand it.
Yeah, like I like what's the movie? Silent Place, is that what it's called?
Quiet Place?
That's like more of like a thriller.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
But it's also a scary movie.
Yeah, it's like that good in between of like enough like you're scared of not really like you're not getting like jump scared a lot, but you're like scared like what's gonna happen to like the characters basically.
Yeah.
And there's like an intensity to it. I like the intensity.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be talking intense today.
Intense?
Yeah.
Talking intense shit?
I guess I touched upon in the last episode what we're gonna be discussing today. I guess I can delve into I know I can delve into it. Hello, my podcast. Let's go. So today,
your podcast?
Our.
Thank you.
Oh God, it's come out. I'm taking over. Hostile takeover,
Is
bro.
it
From the
51%
inside.
to 49%? I don't think so. It's 50-50 down the middle, I think.
It's 50 down the middle.
50-50.
All right, fuck that. So I'm gonna be talking today. I'm gonna go from. You know what? Should I go from most interesting to least interesting in my opinion? They're all super interesting. You know what? Fuck it.
I said the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. So if
Also,
yeah,
by the way, a lot of this stuff, Matthew's very into horror
I
lore.
love horror lore.
So he's gonna be talking on most of the stuff he learned, and it's gonna be a learning experience.
Yeah,
for me
Evan.
today.
This. You know what? Next Halloween, you got next Halloween.
Next Halloween I'll watch a lot of horror movies because I'm not like I said before, I'm not the biggest pure horror fan.
Yeah.
I like thriller stuff.
You should definitely watch the ones I'm going to recommend to you.
Yeah,
like
I
in
will.
this episode. Like,
yeah. And
but-
for anyone else out there who wants to like watch these as well.
oh, for every
haven't.
movie I list, watch immediately. Like, it's likely that you've seen some of them, but like, just some are classics, some are more modern, some are, just fucking watch them all. Okay, do it right now. Stop the podcast, watch them all, come back here. Just kidding, don't do that because this is a big one. This is a big episode.
Big time.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said before, it's just sort of spitting the shit, eating some of that shit, and for like 3 hours. So I'm expecting this episode to be a biggin. It's gonna be like a big old catfish of a catch. Fucking
catfish.
Yeah.
Put your arm down in the hole and get the catfish on it, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
since Evan's such a cool whip pussy lip bitch.
What?
we're gonna.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I'm kind of there, dude. I'm there already, bro. Well, let's just fucking.
All right, let's get on track.
Yeah. So, should I talk about? Okay, so let me
give
just
me a
list
multiple choice answer. All right.
a multiple choice answer.
Yeah, I
man.
want a multiple.
You
choice
want an answer or a question?
No, a question.
No.
Multiple choice answers though of what you're gonna talk about, and I'll pick one, and then you go from there. That makes sense.
Would you like me to discuss A, The Thing?
I've seen The Thing.
Yes, you have. We watched it together in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, you like the movie.
Yeah, that's cool.
Should I discuss A, The Thing, B, Hellraiser?
I've never seen Hellraiser.
No, you have not.
Is that horror?
That is most certainly horror.
Hmm.
That is I can't tell if it's. I feel like it's more psychological.
Yeah,
It's not very
I don't
like.
know why, but my
there aren't
brain-
any jump scares in that movie, really.
Yeah, that seems. Oh wait, never mind. I thought.
What?
I thought Hellraiser was something different.
What were you thinking?
What's that fucking the guy who's like red or whatever?
The guy Hellboy?
Yeah, Hellboy.
Oh
Why
no,
the fuck
I was like for a second I was like, should I talk about Hellboy? But then I'm like, that's not horror. It's just hell.
I was like, wait, Hellraiser.
But dude, I am talking about hell today for sure.
Yeah.
Because choice C is Hereditary. And choice D is, let's see, choice D should be It/Stephen King lore.
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah. The latest one or the original miniseries?
Original.
The original. I haven't even seen the original.
The original. Yeah, I've seen it before. It's pretty creepy.
Most of the discussion, this is, okay, I'm basically going to be just like telling you about Hereditary because you have not seen it,
No.
nor do you know anything about the lore behind it.
No, I've never
Because
seen it.
this Hereditary was a
Isn't it
deep
new?
dive. Hereditary is from like 2018.
So recently new.
Earlier maybe? It's new relatively,
Okay.
for sure. But it explores something like a topic that hasn't been explored really ever. But it's like barely related to Hellraiser. They're not connected, but like the topics are slimly similar. But yeah, Hellraiser is nowhere near in the same scope as Hereditary. Hereditary is going to be talking about more like real life connections to the 3 Abrahamic religions.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is going to be more okay. What
They
I've
went
noticed
deep on
through
that
my
lore.
selections of The Thing, It, Hellraiser, and Hereditary is that this episode is basically going to encompass a lot of our segments that we have.
Yeah.
Like, human lore, Hereditary. That's going to delve into so much of real history. Relatively. Because it talks a lot about religion. But and then we got It is just lore. There's lore there. I mean, Yeah, there's no fucking lore. The thing is sort of softcore lore. There's lore that's there, but it's not really delved into. But you're gonna find it fascinating. Like, there's some cool shit. But the things that are Hereditary is gonna take up the majority of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's really our main topic.
Yeah.
My main topic, hostile takeover.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask you a question. Like,
Go for it.
so, we're a lore podcast, and
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, we talk about the Star Wars of the world, the Lord of the Rings, and then we talk about these like one-off movies. Like, because Hereditary, does it have any sequels to it?
The director, something Astor, I forget his first name.
Yeah.
He made Midsummer.
Okay.
And
Is that really a sequel to it?
Well, what's weird is that he sort of like, I kind of want to find the quote, Astor about connections of Midsummer and Hereditary. He said something about like because Midsummer came out after Hereditary, and he essentially was like, don't expect Payman to show. Oh, by the way, spoilers for all of these movies.
Yeah.
Sorry. Should have opened with a big, fucking spoiler warning, like police siren. Big spoiler warnings, especially for Hereditary. So just, if you have not seen Hereditary, as much as I want you to listen to this 3-hour dumpster fire, I fucking want you to watch Hereditary more. Please watch that movie. It's so good. If you love lore, if you love horror, watch Hereditary. But he said like something to the extent of like when being asked when Midsummer was coming out, there people were asking if it's related to Hereditary, if it's in the same universe or whatever. And he said something to the extent of, don't expect Payman to show up, which is, technically the main antagonist of Hereditary. Don't expect Payman to show up. But I can't remember exactly what he said. It was so nuanced. He said something to the extent of, don't expect direct references, but they're connected. I really want them to be connected, even though when you watch both, they're not. I'm not going to talk about Midsummer because there's not much lore to it.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just an interpretation of something that actually, like the Midsummer event in Sweden that like happens. I just accidentally was like, Sweden. Don't expect the Midsummer. Sweden. Would you like some meatballs and some King of Payman?
At IKEA.
Yeah. Go to IKEA and find Payman.
Yeah, but what I was kind of getting at was like, how do these like one-off movies gain like, or get that lore to where like, they have a fan base that's like, oh, I wanted to know more about that, Like, I think it's a pretty important part of like a lot of like movies to be successful is like
get your audience
developing a history, especially if it's not like based off of a book or anything like that. Like,
technically Hereditary is based on a book. It's just not. I'll get to that.
Okay. Anyways, but like what I'm saying is, like the movies that aren't based on a book, they're just like screen written. Like I wonder, like in the writer's room, like how much they think about like adding a history behind this like universe they're making, so that like
it seems like you have a movie in mind.
Not any particular movie, just like I'm just spitballing, like saying like how do they like capture such a big audience from just like a random movie, and like keeping them wanting to be like, oh, I want to know more about that lore, I feel like without lore, basically, it like kind of is like, why would I want to watch anything else? Like I don't care about like the history of that, like if that makes sense. Does that make sense at all?
A little bit. It was a bit of a ramble. Are you just essentially asking, like, how does, like, a group of people making a movie make it interesting?
Well, like, how do you make something to where, you have just a lore out of nowhere that no one has known about, right? Because, like, a lot of what I'm saying is, like, a lot of movies are based off of books, right?
Yeah.
And that universe has been, like, thought of, like, a lot by the author and all that stuff, and is explained a lot in the book. But when you have a movie that's not based off of anything except for like whoever's like writing the movie, like how do they develop enough lore to making like you need a certain level of lore basically to like garner enough people.
Well,
to
let's try to think of a movie in which somebody has done that. I'm sure the audience is like screaming movies that they fucking know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I like Lord of the Rings based on a book. Star Wars is not based on I hate bringing up Star Wars all the time, though. It sounds like all we know is Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, maybe Star Wars is a good example of.
Star Wars is a great example for everything.
But like, yeah, Star Wars is a good example.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
You haven't seen Blade Runner, though, have you?
I've seen the second one.
Oh, yeah, we watched Blade Runner 29 together.
Yeah.
The 2049 in movies. In the movie theater.
But I guess that movie, like, they explain, like, enough of the history to where you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Because it's based on human history.
Yeah.
It's
like,
based on a near future in which that is entirely plausible. You can definitely... the original Blade Runner takes place in 2019.
Yeah.
And you can find a lot of parallels, like,
yeah.
in the mass, like, necro-capitalism of... I'm going to be getting into some pretty woke fucking progressive shit with Blade Runner. Dude, add alcohol together in Blade Runner. I'm just I'm just going to talk politics like the whole fucking podcast.
Anyways, just an idea I had, but
Yeah.
I guess maybe relating it to human history is a way of doing that.
It's definitely... You're building it on a very sound foundation if you do that. Like, it's essentially like Blade Runner is just taking our, economy and just blasting it off into literally the stratosphere, like taking it to space. What would that be like? You got colonies on Titan, like slave colonies on Titan. You've got this, like, and hence the word necro-capitalism. It's capitalism built off the death of others, right? And Blade Runner essentially just metaphorizes, if that's a word, like what capitalism could turn into. In a sense, if you want to look at it in that interpretation, right? Like, you don't have to. Like, you could look at it in a million other interpretations. That's why it's a work of art. Like, it's what allows you to just, brainstorm for eons on, like, what it really means, like, what the main message is. But, like, it's built on this sound foundation. If you take something like Star Wars, its foundation is built upon the tale of the epic, right? An epic tale of something like the Odyssey, right? It takes a lot of hints from the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, and in that it, there's the main protagonist with sort of mythical kind of qualities, who goes on this literal odyssey in search for something greater, in its most bare bones terms.
Yeah, so I guess, like, it's kind of like for things like Star Wars, like when Star Wars first came out, basically, it's like the onus is kind of on, like, the creator to provide the content of people who are searching for more about the universe. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what George Lucas did really well. Like, they expanded the universe so much through, movies and books and all that stuff. And
later on, though.
Yeah,
he built that, like, enticement.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a word?
So if you can capture enough interest in that first movie with enough references to, like, history and stuff, then you can have people coming back for more. Mm-hmm. And Star Wars is, like, an example of, perfectly executing that. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's get into some horror stuff.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Bubby. So we got our multiple choice question, right? No, we got our question. Select all that apply, Evan.
All that apply?
I got a toughie for you.
I don't like all of the apply questions.
Nobody likes all the apply questions.
All the apply.
All the apply. Nobody likes all the apply questions.
Nobody.
So we got choice A. Let me remember if I can do it correctly. The Thing. Choice B. It Stephen King universe. Choice C. No, I messed up the order already. Fuck it. Choice C. Hellraiser. Choice D. Hereditary. You know which one I got the most info on.
Let's start with It.
It?
Yes.
The one I did the least research on. This one will be a good segue into, like, just sort of talking about it, because I know enough about It, but I did not do much research on it. Most of my research was dedicated to Hereditary. Enough backstory. Let's talk about fucking It. Okay. So what do you know about It?
Well, there's a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, like, I haven't really seen, I saw, like, parts of the movie, like, way back, like, maybe, like, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So I don't really know, like, a lot about the plot.
Miniseries, right?
Just the first movie.
The new first movie?
Or the old first movie.
Oh, it was like a TV miniseries. Miniseries.
Whatever, I saw one of those then. I thought it was a movie.
The old one or the new one?
The old one.
That was a TV miniseries.
So it's like multiple episodes?
I think it was 2 episodes. They were, it was like movie length. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
That was a movie, but Yeah, so I saw part of that. I just remember him being like, all things float down here. Like
Yeah.
when he's like in the
Georgie?
fucking, yeah,
When he's talking to Georgie, or when he's
yeah, talking to Georgie. And then I also remember the scene where he's like, it's like showing like the what's it called, the clotheslines with like the stuff hanging on it, and he's
See,
just,
you've seen the miniseries. I've only seen the newer
and he
ones.
just like fucking like appears, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
I haven't even read the
crazy.
book.
No, I haven't read the book either.
No, yeah.
But the book is probably crazy.
The book is long. It's like 1,000-something
I
pages.
mean, it's Stephen King, dude.
Stephen King just dropping acid right in
Yeah, I
books,
know.
like
He
just rambling and rambling.
Yeah.
Brilliantly somehow.
Yeah.
Through the clairvoyance of LSD.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's all I really know about it.
Okay, so you
But I
just
know it's,
remember
like Pennywise.
bits and pieces, right? You know that
Yeah.
Pennywise is an alien, right?
Pennywise is an alien?
You didn't know that?
No.
Dude, that's like basic lore shit.
I told you I haven't really like gone into like it.
Right.
That much.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people have like, because it is really fascinating. In even it's like how quirky it is. I find it just so bizarre. Like, how is this interesting? It's a fucking clown.
He's an alien?
He's an alien. He's an interdimensional being, more precisely. He's not from like a planet, basically.
Is that explained in the movie or miniseries?
It's explained in the later movie, the It Chapter 2, a little bit actually, which is surprising because it's so like out there. It's so LSD fucking like
Weird.
intervention from God kind of shit. Like, it's weird, but like because the basis of it was inspired by John Wayne Gacy, right? The boy killing clown.
Yeah.
If for those who don't know, John Wayne Gacy was one of the first serial killers in America, whom would entice little boys posing and acting as a birthday clown.
That's scary.
He would corner this is Halloween. I'm gonna go all in.
Yeah.
He would corner little boys, rape them, and kill them. He would rape them and murder them. I think also he would, just to change things up, make things a little spicy, he would kill them, then rape them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
So
of fucked up.
it's Halloween, baby.
Serial killers, man.
I'm not little superficial fucking. Let's watch Bewitched for Halloween and be witches. Fucking fuck that.
Bewitched.
Yeah. That's what it's called, right? The stupid Disney movie.
Yeah, probably.
Fucking hate that movie. Jesus Christ. I remember I watched it with my family some Halloween. I hated it. So stupid. I hate Disney. Anyways, you want a shot? You want another shot, Evan?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. You can just. I'll push it forward. Push the fucking vodka bottle a little bit forward.
Slide forward.
Yeah, it was shitty Taka. I hate Taka. Anyways, what was I on about? I'm like 2 shots in. What was I talking about? I was talking about it. Yeah, okay. So it's based on John Wayne Gacy, who was a real person, mind you. He was murdered by the United States government because of his crimes, and he was evil entirely, which set the stage for fucking Pennywise, who is through in and throughout pure evil, right? And this will come back later, but this is a bit of a, I'm gonna get in that storytelling mood, Evan. I'm in that mood. It's Halloween, spooky season. Let's get in that storytelling mood, right? So the premise of Pennywise is that he is this clown who prefers to nourish himself with the meat of children because of the fear that he so desires to enwrap his taste buds.
Enwrap.
Sure. I don't think that's a word. Fuck it.
It's in the dictionary of Matthew.
I think I've hit my fuck it limit for this podcast, but let's just throw that shit in the fuck it bucket. So Pennywise, everybody knows Pennywise eats children. He loves to eat them.
Delicious.
Feet first, gobbles them up.
Why feet first?
I don't know. That was wrong. I'm sorry.
Why not head first?
I think he does go head first sometimes. If you go head first, then they're dead on impact, right? With his clenching jaws.
I guess, yeah.
I think he would probably eat them feet first.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or arm first.
Arm. Maybe he'd eat the arm. He ate Georgie's arm first in the reboot of It. Probably just to keep him alive and get him more scared for his inevitable death. But So
Spoiler.
again, we got that spoiler warning. Don't worry about it, Evan. We got our spoilers in check. All right. So Pennywise, kills kids, eats them for nourishment so he can stay alive because he's an organism just like you and me. And, except for the fact that he is not from Earth, right? So Pennywise is, in fact, an alien in the sense that he is not from Earth.
Right.
He doesn't come from a planet. He's an interdimensional being created at the moment of creation. So
Seems kind of stupid.
it's Stephen King. His movies sometimes aren't that good because he sort of just tried everything until it worked.
He's like in his LSD brain, just like, yeah, this works.
It's exactly it.
This makes sense.
Yeah, like it makes sense to him. Doesn't make sense to anybody else.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that in his he's probably fucked up still. He has connected supposedly his titles.
All of them?
Some of them, at least, potentially. That's the thing. It's left up to it's sort of like the Pixar theory. Are they connected? He's neither confirmed nor denied, but he has left hints and, bits and pieces.
Enough to where you're like,
Yeah, enough to be like, yeah, they are connected. Because I can't remember what movie it is. What movie did he direct? It's like the one, Stand By Me, I think. He wrote Stand By Me. I don't want to be absolutely wrong. I'm going to, with the three ball theme of this, I'm just going to sort of look it up. Stand By Me book. I'm sure everybody in the audience except for me knows. Yeah, so it was written. Okay, I want to say that, it's based on a book called The Body, I think. I really don't want to be wrong, but fuck it. So in the movie adaptation of Stand By Me, directed after the miniseries, I believe. There's going to be a lot of I believes in this episode, but...
I believe that.
I believe.
I believe.
Yeah. What was I saying? I got sidetracked with my call from God. Stand By Me. So at the end of Stand By Me, I believe during the credits, there is a part, or in the movie, don't quote me on this, but there was a part in which, this I know for sure, you can see written on a wall in graffiti, it states, Pennywise lives.
Whoa.
Yeah. That much is true. For all of you Train Spotting fans, that much is true. Okay? So, in this movie, where there's not been a cinematic universe established, like we see today with the MCU and the DCEU and shit like that, there is a reference to another Stephen King film. And it's in the book. It's in the book, too. So this is not just the director being like, oh, that'd be sick if we fucking connected. No, Stephen King is like, hey, these exist. Pennywise is in at least the Body universe, which equates to the Stand By Me universe because it is referenced, I believe it's referenced in the film. I don't know for sure, but what I do know is that it is in the book. It's in the book. So tying it into the lore theme of our series, we got a reference to Pennywise in another, isolated, quote unquote, isolated fucking book, medium of entertainment. And we have Pennywise existing in his own universe, in his own book, It. So that's 1 point in favor for lore to be established in the It/Stephen King universe. But if we want to talk about Pennywise, do you want to get into the whole Pennywise as a cosmic being kind of shit?
Sure.
Right. So obviously Pennywise, some of his attributes include shapeshifting, massive intelligence. He's a smart being, even though he's not. Fucking Christ, dude. Oh my God.
Burpee, boy.
That was wet. I'm so sorry if this does not get cut out.
Your ears are just bleeding.
I'm going to cut that out maybe. We'll see.
No.
No?
No.
God damn it. Okay. You convinced me. That's it. So Pennywise is the shape-shifting entity. And if you've seen It Chapter 2, the latest one, which you likely have seen, which Evan has not, so I'll explain it to him. Sadly, like I said, fucking Cool Whip, pussy lip bitch, hasn't seen anything.
It's not true.
Yeah, okay.
Lies.
Hey, quit moving your mic, okay? Stay still.
Lies.
Stay still. Hostile takeover. I'm taking over. They're going to get mad if you move your mic, Evan. Okay. Somebody flushed the toilet. Let's get back into it. So, you expect this evil entity to be the pure embodiment of evil, correct? Would you assume that?
Yes.
Wrong! I'm just kidding. That's exactly what he is.
Wrong. He's actually
not just
evil.
That. No, but
correct.
He's actually Jesus Christ. He is essentially in this universe the pure embodiment of evil. In Stephen King's mind, at the moment of creation in his universe, there was pure evil and pure good existing at a moment. Whence nothing else. Winston, nothing else existed, right? So Stephen King is choosing in his novella to... I'm trying to put this together in the most fluid, because I'm trying to encapsulate the mind of an LSD abuser, right?
An LSD abuser?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Do I need more alcohol? Is that going to help or not help?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck. This is a crucial decision.
Abuser is an LSD user.
An abuser is an LSD user? Evan.
I said, is he an abuser?
It rhymes, so I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
If it rhymes...
Then yes.
What's that rhyme for? There's a fucking... I used to say it a lot when I was a kid. If it's... I don't know. Fuck it. Okay, let's get back to Stephen King before I lose my train of thought. So, at this moment of creation, I'm sweating. I am actually sweating. This is... Am I going to make it 3 hours?
Probably not.
I need more alcohol. Fuck it. Okay. I'm pouring myself a shot while we... Sorry, to my dear mother and father, this is... I'm underage. This is not good. I'm almost there. It's not true. I'm 20.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I'm 21 somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a train wreck. Jesus
universe.
Christ. I'm pretty sure my parents listen to this. At least my mom.
Maybe.
All right. Oh, that did not go. That did not go down the right pipe. Oh my God, Evan's grabbing the bottle now. This is it. This is real, dude. I'm smiling. I'm talking about Stephen King. Dude, this is just it. You have no idea how much I have to say about Hereditary.
Do you want to go to Hereditary?
No. I want to finish this thought loop. Okay. So, oh my God, this is horrible. Don't worry, that was just water. Okay. So, if you don't know anything about Stephen King or Lor, do you?
No.
Okay, fuck. This is going to be a tough one to explain. So, at this moment of creation, right?
Yes.
Good and evil existed in two singular points.
And only evil prevailed.
No.
No.
There's a balance, Evan.
Oh.
Like everything else, there's a balance.
What if there was a universe with no balance?
Like ours? Well, ours is the only universe to have existed with balance, likely. What do you think? People are like,
Do you think we're like more naturally good than bad?
Well, it depends on if you believe in good or bad or not, right, Evan? Right?
Defining good and bad.
Personally,
is also...
I'm an atheist, right?
Glass is odd. I'm an
But
atheist.
what does good and bad have to do with anything with being religious?
I'll explain that. I'll explain it right now, really quick. Okay. People are like, well, I was explaining why I was an atheist because, not why I'm an atheist, but I'm an atheist because typically an argument used for, generally evangelist Christians is that, an argument for God is that the universe exists, right? There is this perfect environment in which the universe exists. It's perfectly designed for people to arise from or be put in, right? That's an argument.
I guess.
Yeah, and they like the crux of that argument is that it's, as far as we know, this is the only universe to have existed in these conditions, right? It's possible that the universe had begun with slightly different physical properties and laws in which the universe was not able to exist. It could have fizzled out momentarily, right? That's one argument. I gotta finish this. I gotta wrap this up. This is saucy. But another argument is that we exist, right? We exist in this universe that's so perfectly designed for us because we exist in it. But the problem with that argument is that...
Yeah, but also, like, it's perfectly designed for us, but of course it's perfectly designed. We wouldn't be at this point if it wasn't perfectly
Exactly.
designed.
That's essentially the summarization of my previous argument. But the second argument is that it's not perfectly designed for us, right? We can only live so harshly in certain parts of this rock we call Earth, this grain of sand we call Earth. If you go as near as the moon, you cannot survive for more than 2 minutes, right? If in this tiny, purely infinitesimal spot that we live in on the universe, you can survive. And not even 100% of that spot. If you were to stay a foot beneath the ocean for like max 14 minutes, you'd be dead, right?
Like, without, like...
If you're underwater, you are underwater. You, Evan. You, the human being.
Are you saying with, like, nothing else around you? Just, like...
Yeah, just water. If you're just in the water, you're going to die, right? You can't live in water. You don't have gills.
That is true.
You can't... The universe is not designed for life. That's why we don't find it everywhere. That's why it's so difficult to find. Because the universe is not designed for life in mass quantities, right? The universe is not perfectly designed for humans. Humans are perfectly designed, quote unquote, in which we're not perfectly designed. But we live on this extremely small spot in the universe, and we can't even live on 100% of that spot, right? That's my argument for atheism. I'm so sorry. I love Christians. I love people. Oh my God, this is a disaster. Let's keep going. Fucking Christ. Whose idea was this? Mine?
I think so.
Entirely mine. Jesus Christ. Anyways, back to it.
That tangent.
That tangent. Yeah, check our fucking... Oh my God, check our fucking privilege, bro. But back to it. I'm there, okay? This is the free balling bullshit that we got for the Halloween special. It's either Halloween or nothing, okay? Yeah, so Evan's nodding his head over there. He's not in agreement. I'm fucked. Anyways, career over. You got it, right? So at the moment of creation, there were two beings, one good, one bad. The bad being Pennywise, right? This being of pure evil and selfishness and self-sustainment. While, if you could only imagine what the being of good is, I want you to try to guess what embodiment the being of good takes.
The being of good.
Yes.
A clown.
No.
Oh. I don't
Pennywise. I have no idea what Pennywise would take the form of in any other environment.
What form it would take?
Well, okay. Well, I don't know if this being is not entirely delved into. It's only essentially hinted at. Mm-hmm. But it takes a form. It takes a form, and you might be able to hint at it. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. This is a fever dream of an LSD abuser, so.
It might take a form of... I don't know. What is it?
You gotta guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Look into your heart, Evan. Oh, he's getting it. Dude, you're so close, dude.
Dude. I know what it is.
What is it?
I have no idea. Clown?
Yeah. No. Bye. Fucking... It is a flying sea turtle.
Flying sea turtle.
Yes.
That's very random.
What's the name of it? It's a flying sea turtle.
So bad is a clown.
Well, okay. Pennywise only takes the form of a clown to entice children. Clowns weren't scary before the creation of It or John Wayne Gacy.
That's not true.
No, I mean, people might have... Okay, Stephen King chose clowns because they are inherently scary, but children find them fucking hilarious. Right?
I feel like children
Who finds a clown funny? Right? That sounds so medieval. Like,
no,
kings had jesters.
No one does.
But, like, why do clowns exist?
It's a great question.
Like,
no
Jesus
idea.
Christ.
I'm not sure where the conception of a clown started.
I don't know why clowns are definitely, like, evolved. I feel like evolved from a jester, like a layman's jester. I'm what's it called? I'm pretty sure it's called what's it called? I don't know what it's called. I want to find out what it's called, so I'm currently looking it up. It's just like people are calling it flying sea turtle.
Flying sea tortoise.
Flying sea tortoise. It's a tortoise.
I don't know.
That would be cooler. I like tortoise. Do you like tortoises or turtles or sea turtles better?
Tortoises.
Tortoises are so. Why are tortoises so cool?
They're just so cool. I would actually own a tortoise. That'd be pretty sweet.
You would. It would outlive you though. The
Yeah,
thing
I
about a
know,
dog
right?
is that it's never gonna outlive you, right?
Unless you buy one.
Unless you
really
know
old.
buy a puppy when you're like
Yeah.
101, right?
I would definitely buy a tortoise though.
I don't know what the sea turtle is
But
called.
like,
Fucking
tortoises
Christ. It's I'm on this thethingiverse.com, which seems like exit out of this tab.
Thingiverse.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So, in the It universe, it seems that their gods consist of a flying sea turtle and a shape-shifting monster. But they're
So you're
not
telling me
gods
that
because they don't
So
have.
the good person can only be a sea turtle, but the bad person can be whatever it wants to be.
I don't know if
That's like not fair.
It doesn't say whether the good being. It's because it's not a god. It's just a wholly good being.
Good
I'm pretty sure
being.
that spreads knowledge and well-being to whomever it contacts. I don't know. Like,
It's weird.
I didn't research this, right? So
Okay.
I'm sort of shooting into the dark. But like, it's interesting at that. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like it doesn't seem like there was much thought into it. Like you have this being like it whom has history, right? There's a reason why it transforms into a clown, but then you have this half, bullshitted being that just has to be the foil to it, in which it embodies a sea turtle.
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I don't know either.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, let's go on.
I don't like it anymore.
Let's move to the. You don't like it?
Oh God, I don't like it anymore. Yeah.
I don't like.
Oh, dude, I actually started getting a tear, bro. Can you cry on command?
No.
Oh God,
you think about
it
it?
comes like I have to like push it down. If I like really try to cry on command, it starts coming, and like I can't like I can feel it in my throat. You know when you're about to cry and you can like
Yeah.
feel it in your throat. I get that, and it's like, ugh, I don't like that.
Matthew almost started bawling
I just almost-
on air.
Could you imagine if I just started bawling on stream?
Next thing we know, we're just talking about Matthew's deepest problems. Just like
just like
going through a.
oh.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Oh my God, dude, just like unironically bawling on stream.
Yeah. Crying his eyes out.
Oh my God, am I drinking enough water? Oh my God. You've got Powerade. I'm jealous. I almost bought Pedialyte for tonight, dude.
Pedialyte.
Dude, remember the last time we hung out and I got Pedialyte? Well, the last time we like drank hard.
Just drink something. I don't know.
I bought that whole thing of Pedialyte and I chugged that bitch.
Yeah, but
I
Pedialyte-
conquered that baby drink.
Sounds gross.
Hey, I conquered a drink meant for babies.
Okay, well, congrats.
Yeah.
You're a
With
baby.
that,
You're a baby.
do I got any lore related to babies? So Hereditary is not related to babies that much. I got the thing. Talk
The
about the thing.
Thing.
The thing's gonna be a little bit shorter. I got a bonus
fine.
thing if we have time for
We're
it. But
we're just gearing up for Hereditary.
yeah, if the
All right.
bonus if the bonus doesn't have if we don't have time for the bonus, then I got
let's get
I gotta
into
save
the
it for
thing.
Christmas.
Let's
That's a little
get into
hint.
the thing. Let's get into the thing.
To the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie, The Thing.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, the only thing, dude.
The Thing.
The Thing.
The capital T Thing.
Yes.
Okay, so we all know. Evan's seen The Thing. If you haven't seen The Thing, the premise is that a Norwegian team of scientists is investigating a like this. Oh God. Oh no. Are they conducting research or are they investigating a mishap? Are they researching at a Norwegian
I thought they were
science
researching.
facility? I think they're researching at a Norwegian
Yeah, and
science
just,
facility.
Like, shit goes bad.
Yeah, so the very summarized premise is that these scientists are conducting research and a being infiltrates them and is picking them off one by one by impersonating one another. So they cannot, it perfectly impersonates the person it consumes, so that it can impersonate anything, but it's impersonating the thing that it consumes, so it can play as if the person has not actually been eaten but is still alive, and while it targets its next victim. So it's essentially the ultimate predator against humans,
that's like
right?
fucking like shit. You're fucked.
Yeah, and it's so brilliant in that it leaves you like you are directly involved in this scenario, and you are trying to figure out who is the thing, right? Who is this creature that is attempting to eat and consume and sustain itself in this predicament, in this pickle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Evan's seen The Thing. You like The Thing.
It's been a while.
It's been a while for me, too. I haven't seen it since we watched it in high school.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years.
But I still love it just as much. So the lore is not that delved into in the movie, right?
It's not that really
The lore is not that delved into in the movie. So I will be discussing a deleted scene.
Deleted scene.
Yeah, there's this one specific deleted scene that makes it immensely more interesting. The history of the thing. Because the only thing that you know about the thing is that it can shapeshift. Right? It is the shapeshifting being that predates on the whatever it can get its hands on. So, but we don't know if it's of this earth, if it's an alien. It's just this. All the reason why it's called the thing is because we know so little about it. It's this. All we know is that it's a predator, right? And it's hunting its next target, and its sole purpose is to sustain itself. So, but the prequel movie and its deleted scene that I have not seen. I have not seen the prequel, but the deleted scene is absolutely fascinating. Like, it just tickles my lore bone like so hard.
Tickles my lore bone.
It tickles it pink, bro.
I thought it fills that lore hole.
It tickles the hole and fills the bone, right? So it's filling the bone marrow, and it's like getting in that like fucking lore hole like hard.
Jeez. A little aggressive right there, buddy.
It's getting in there really hard, and then it gets in and it finishes in the hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the thing. Let's so the deleted scene essentially entails it begins with this alien vessel. This alien spacecraft filled with, it's manned by its own species of intelligent aliens, and they are essentially on a zoological expedition.
Zoological.
Potato. Yuck. That fucking meme. Fuck memes. Shout out to Ryan. Jesus Christ. I'm drunk. Fucking let's get into the thing. This deleted scene. So the aliens are on a zoological expedition. They are attempting to understand alien life. And they have picked up this creature, this extremely hostile creature, that essentially, I'm saying essentially a lot like I did in the pilot. Jesus Christ. I gotta turn the essentially dial down and the cum joke dial up.
He only operates on 2 modes.
What did you just say?
He only operates on 2 modes. Cum jokes and essentially mode. Like
Yeah, it's just an on or off switch, no dial. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Folks, every other episode you can just expect like a lot of cum jokes or a lot of essentials.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mix mash of fucking cum or
Essentially.
so they're on this
so essentially.
essentially they are on this alien zoological vessel. Yes.
What kind
And,
of vessel?
It's like a, one of those Bob Lazar pill-shaped crafts. I don't know. I didn't
Pill-shaped crafts.
could get my hands on the video of the deleted scene. And by that I did mean I didn't try.
I tried so hard, I didn't try.
Yeah. The vessel is containing this predatory creature,
What does it look like? Is it like a regular
I didn't
creature?
watch the scene, Evan.
You know.
Because it's
Wait. You say predatory creature. Does it just look like a regular like animal?
It's the thing. You ruined it. It's the. I'm getting to it. It's the thing.
I know it's a thing.
Oh.
But like, it's just like shapeshift into like a regular like, just animal like a cheetah.
It's probably just no. It doesn't know what a cheetah is. Couldn't turn into a cheetah unless it saw one. It's just probably like freaking out. It's probably just like turning into whatever it sees, right? It's probably like turning into a wall, and then like a pair of tits.
A wall.
What?
A wall?
I don't know. What is it? What is this creature looking at? The alien's genitalia, right? So it's turning into the alien's genitalia. And shitty joke aside, it's on this vessel. That's all you need to fucking know, Evan, okay?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I said last episode I'd stop doing that because it sounds too real. Anyways, so it's... I gotta cool down. I need to stop with the drinking for like 5 seconds.
I need to cool down.
I need a... Oh my God, I'm like so drunk.
I need a refresher.
Yeah, I need a like a... the thing. Anyways, let's get back to this before it turns into a train wreck even farther. But so it's on this vessel, right? And it escapes because it's mind fucking predator. It can like it's a mind fucking predator. And it can so it's probably hiding from the aliens attempting to escape from its thing because it's intelligent. It's an intelligent creature.
Yes.
And
I would assume so.
Right. So the aliens are, probably the classic trope where they like open the door like, oh, where is it? And it's probably like, on the wall. Like, yeah, like, I don't know,
like on the ceiling above them, like looking down.
Yeah. So it like Alien style or Rick and Morty, fucking that one episode. I don't know. Fucking, we'll get into that later. It it escapes. That's all you need to know. That it's wreaking havoc on this ship, attempting to eat whatever it's in its path to sustain itself. And the aliens don't know what it is. They don't know if it has the capacity to control their ship. So what they're like is their thought process is, let's just fucking kill ourselves, kill this thing. We don't want to we don't want to risk anything. So
what if the last person left is just the thing?
Well, I'll get to that.
So that's probably what happened.
They crashed the ship into Norway, right?
So random.
I think. I mean, unless this doesn't pick up right before the fucking thing, they crashed somewhere on Earth.
Yeah.
And because they're probably picking up some animal, a human, probably, I don't know, for, zoological experimentation, observation, stuff like that. And they crash land on Earth. They kill everything but the creature. The creature somehow survives, which is probably why they deleted it, because...
Yeah, it's like, what?
But, that is such a fascinating origin story for the creature, because it doesn't explain exactly where it comes from. It's not this expository piece to explain where it comes from.
So there could be more of where it came from.
Exactly, yeah. It leaves you to question still, but it allows you to see a bit of its history without explaining it all together, right? So cool. This advanced race can't even contain its power. And I don't remember... Does it survive at the end?
I think
of the
so,
thing?
Right?
I don't know. I think they kill it. I think they get it.
It's harder,
but it's I remember. You don't know if it is the thing that killed a human or blah blah blah. So
it's one of those movies.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? I don't know.
Yeah. So
I think that's a powerful technique too of getting fans interested in your movie too, of
leaving it open.
Yeah, leaving it to where what just happened, what happened in the future, and they're like, oh, I want to see a new movie. Just having a happy ending is kind of weak, I feel like.
For any movie?
For certain types of movies.
Happy endings do kind of get on my nerves.
I respect a bad ending. If you have the balls to have a bad ending.
Like a poor, not poor, but it doesn't go the way you would expect
bad
in a bad... Not in a bad...
Bad the protagonist doesn't live or something like that. That's a really cool ending.
Yeah.
Because it never happens. Because everyone likes to see the protagonist defeat the antagonist.
You know where that happens?
What?
Should I get into Hellraiser or should I get into Hereditary? Because that happens in Hereditary.
Let's get into...
You want Hereditary for the last?
Yeah, we'll save it for the last. Well, Let's go into Hellraiser now.
So Hellraiser is interesting. Let's jump right into Hellraiser. Hellraiser introduces these... I don't want to jump right into it. let's explain. You're getting to see the parts in this episode. Time out.
I gotta pee.
You gotta pee?
Yeah.
Go really quick. Really quick. I'll just keep it going. You know what? Fuck. You know, it's hot. Oh, we stumbling. Evan's run. Evan's running to the fucking bathroom. I'm going to keep it going because I want this episode to be, this is a Matthew monologue. We're going to keep this going. You might hear a little bit of some pizzle, some little drip drops of Evan pissing, some urinary expulsion. I don't want this series to cut because I want this to be the essence of Planet Lor, right? This is extremely embarrassing for sober me, but drunk me is just like, just let it go. How about no? Evan's opening the door probably. He's making it really quick. There you are. How you doing? Let's get right into it, Evan. Evan's coming back. So Hellraiser delves into... This is a good segue into Hereditary, I feel like. So Hellraiser is going to talk about more of the lore of hell in the Christian sense, or the Abrahamic sense. Let's talk about the Abrahamic sense, because it's not specifically Christian, necessarily. Hellraiser sort of delves into the lore of John Milton? Let's get this right really quick before I hop right into... Paradise Lost was written by John Milton. I was correct. So let's preface this discussion of scary hell lore by talking about the modern understanding of the Abrahamic hell. What is your understanding of hell? What do you think of when you think of hell, right?
Just like fire, flames, intensity,
Suffering,
yeah.
torture. Right.
Like endless torture, like continuous torture.
And you know where that came from, right? You have a literary understanding
Yeah.
of most things. Where did it come from?
I mean,
You're on the spot, baby.
the exact spot it came from, I don't know. It's like referenced so much, right? Like
Where was
maybe
it first introduced in a modern sense?
Christianity, probably?
No.
No? Where was it first introduced? I have no idea.
Paradise Lost by John Milton.
Really?
Hell is a completely...
When was that written, though?
Paradise Lost was written, I want to say in the 1800s, actually.
Then there's no way it was written before that.
1667.
Yeah.
Is that more believable?
No, Christianity was written before that then.
What if I told you that John Milton had a divine...
Would that even matter, though? Because hell, like, you saying he created hell?
He didn't create hell. He created the modern idea of hell. He believed that... So hell is like a general idea that has existed amongst humanity.
But I feel like that's been explained...
As long as the afterlife has existed, right?
I feel like that's like been like explained prior to that, but maybe he's like visualized it in a better sense.
He's created what I said before, a modern understanding of hell, right? What you think of today was based in Paradise Lost by John Milton. So John Milton, I believe, was he was English, yeah. He was an English poet, and he wrote the poem Paradise Lost. It's not a poem in the traditional sense, or it is a poem in the traditional sense, but it's not like a poem like you'd think now. It's a very long poem.
Yeah, I read it before.
Yeah, I read it in high school, I think.
Yeah.
I had to read it for high school. No, I read Dante's Inferno. I read it on my own, I think. But hell, in a modern understanding of this, and of course, if people who are screaming in the background, I'm gonna discuss Dante's Inferno, so don't worry. But Paradise Lost is the beginning of this modern understanding of the torturous, fiery hell that we know today in the Abrahamic religions. Not necessarily Judaism, more Islam and Christianity. Judaism has a more rudimentary understanding of hell, like a more broad understanding, if they even choose to believe in it or not, because I really don't want to speak for Jews right now. As not religious, but I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna try. But fucking, essentially, all you need to know is that the modern understanding of the fiery pit of hell was introduced in Paradise Lost, a poem by John Milton in 1667. Right? So with this introduction, we can begin our discussion of Hellraiser and subsequently Hereditary. So with Hellraiser, we are presented with this idea of hell in that it is pure torture. It is purely designed to torture whomever comes in contact with hell, whether it be in our realm or in the realm of hell. So in Hellraiser, we are introduced with I guess I'll discuss the basic plot of Hellraiser, which you have seen, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so let me discuss the plot. For those listening or not listening, Hellraiser is let's talk about the first Hellraiser. So the Hellraiser is introduced with a character. You don't need to know his name. Fucking doesn't matter for this discussion of lore. We'll only discuss the names of characters that are integral to the discussion of the lore. But so a character is introduced with this artifact that can basically open a gate to it's a very broad description. I'm going to try really hard to make it simple for your understanding, Evan. But hell in this concept of Hellraiser is not necessarily described as pure torture or pure ecstasy. When produced with the artifact that one of the characters is in the beginning, they are an individual, or he is an individual that is attempting to find pure pleasure and release via this ancient artifact. This artifact is presented as a puzzle box, right? Yes, I'm right. You don't have to know the answer. Yes. And this puzzle box, when solved in a specific way, summons the true desires and intentions of the person who solves the puzzle. And the box, when solved, will summon, as far as we know, there's never been a scenario in which any other entities have been summoned. But the box will summon entities called the Cenobites. And you know Pinhead from Hellraiser, like, you know, when you think of Hellraiser, you think of Pinhead, right? You don't know Pinhead?
Dude, I've never seen Hellraiser.
Look up Pinhead.
I saw the image of is it the main guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, the guy with a bunch of, like, you know,
Yeah.
he looks like a succulent pig.
I just don't know much about Hellraiser, so I didn't know who he was.
Right, but you know that his appearance is...
Well, I do now, yeah.
Right, it's you know, the pins in his head.
Yes.
That is...
Yeah, I know it, really.
yeah. The Pinhead has pins in his head, for those who are listening and retarded.
I'm glad they named him appropriately.
Yeah. So Pinhead has a bunch of pins in his head, go figure. And
Crazy.
If you see any of the Cenobites, potato, they are depicted as a personification of torture. But the Cenobites presented in Hellraiser are beings of hell, whom represent the combination of two souls at any point. So, but they still embody real people who existed and were sent to hell in the Christian and Abrahamic sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting interpretation of hell. But the lore essentially entails in Hellraiser that... do you want me to take, like, Pinhead for an example? Let's take Pinhead for an example. So Pinhead is the leader of the Cenobites. As far as we know, the first to be created, if not the first. He could have been, I don't know. It's not very clear as to whether he is the first. But when we talk about the lore of Hellraiser, Pinhead is the first to come to mind. If you've seen that being dressed in all black, you know, ghostly white skin with the pins in his head, that is from Hellraiser. And Hellraiser depicts Pinhead as Well, it's gone into the lore and his history in subsequent films after the first Hellraiser that he was a World War I vet who was sent to hell.
Wow.
Yeah. And his counterpart, the second part of his soul combination, was, and by the way, I'm talking about Pinhead only because he is the only one really delved into as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So is the soul combination random?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe there's a reason behind it. I'll get into it. But
so like, are two souls just like connected like somehow? Is that how like it works? Or is it
I don't know. That's for your interpretation. Hellraiser is a very interpretive film, right? Like it's really one of those films that's left for you to interpret, which I love. Hellraiser is so underrated. It's sort of seen as this like B movie, like B minus fucking horror movie.
B movie, like the B movie?
Yeah, like the B movie and Hellraiser are in like the same universe.
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding, bro. It's Halloween.
I was like, what are you
You want a
talking about?
shot? I'm kind of feeling a shot. Yeah, okay. I'll pour a shot while I explain. But whoa, we're almost out, Evan. Oh God. Oh, some ASMR.
Doesn't bode well.
Here, pour yourself a shot. Cream pie, pussy lip, bitch. That's not what I said earlier. What did I say?
Yeah,
Cool whip, pussy lip, bitch.
I think you change it every single time.
I don't know. Very improvisational episode. But so Hellraiser, give me that. Hold on. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Stanky.
Stanky. You'd expect it to get easier every time, but it somehow gets harder.
I love that lighter fluid taste in my
Probably
mouth.
because your esophagus is like more and more corroded.
Probably. Just burning.
I gotta get more
Cells
water
are
at some
screaming.
point. Anyways, sorry, mommy and daddy. Anyways, Hellraiser. So Pinhead.
Absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So anyways, moving on to Hereditary.
So moving on to Pinhead. Pinhead is, so like I mentioned, he is the World War I vet who was sent to hell to be tortured. You know, that's the Milton impression of hell.
So Pinhead's being tortured in hell as well? Like, how's that work? Like, do they not get tortured? Or are they
He
just, like,
is, he as the Cenobite, he adopts a role of leadership in hell.
So he's a special type of, like, fucking just, like...
Demon.
Yeah.
He's a special type of demon.
So was he originally, like... If you sell your soul to, like, basically, like, hell and, like, stop resisting it, do you become, like, this, like, demon figure? Or, like...
No.
Or, like, I wonder if, like, if you, like... Because at one point he was a human, right?
Yeah.
And then he, you know, went to hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or his other soul... Is his other soul connected to, like, the other good side or something?
No.
Or
It's another bad.
Just in hell?
It's another person in hell.
Okay. Well, like, I wonder if, like...
Do you want me? I can get into. I know who it is.
Like, if, like, to start, like, to stop, like, the pain of hell or whatever, can he, like, become a demon and then he, like, creates pain for other people? Is that how it works?
He tortures other people. He shows people real torture, essentially.
Yeah, so, like...
The Cenobites show people real torture.
Right, but, like, do they get, like, relief because they're doing that to other people?
Maybe. That part's left up to interpretation.
Yeah,
it's their role. That's the role they
yeah.
serve in hell, right? Obviously, I don't know. Well, not obviously. I do not know what happens if they do not serve that role, but they seem to serve the role, you know, without thinking. They just do it. That's their job. That's their purpose.
Yeah.
In the afterlife, to torture. And it's alluded to in the lore that there is a counterpart to the Cenobites who only offer immense pleasure. Or eternal pleasure as opposed to eternal torture. But it's not explored, which I would really like to see explored. Like a horror movie, like a modern adaptation of Hellraiser that shows the counterpart to, like, maybe there's a dark side to eternal pleasure. Like maybe...
When was Hellraiser made?
Quick research time. Let's see. Hellraiser. 1987.
So, yeah, a while ago.
30 years ago? 40 years ago? 40 years ago. We were born in 2000. Dude, we're babies.
It's not 40
We were
years
the
ago.
last generation, or the last part of us to be born in the 20th century. That's so bizarre. People don't recognize the 2000s as the 20th century.
It's weird though. Like we're
What?
like the last people that like understand what it's like not to have like smart technology.
Us.
Yeah.
Well, if you were born in 2001, I didn't have a cell phone until I was in 8th grade or 9th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like,
I didn't have a cell phone until I was in 9th grade, and and then the first phone I got was an iPhone 5S.
Yeah, but like, we didn't, back when we were in like middle school, like we had like those like, flip phones or whatever that could like, the ones that would just slide up and like could have like texting.
You had that. I remember you had that red one, that red LG or whatever.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't even that good though. But
that was nothing.
I had a touchscreen one when I was in 5th grade, but it was but it was really
but
bad.
we weren't in contact in
It
5th
was
grade.
so bad.
In
Yeah.
5th grade, we were apart.
Yeah, we were.
Little lore for Planet Lor. Evan and I were like,
Planet Lor.
you want some Planet Lor? Evan and I were best friends from like 1st grade to like 3rd grade.
And I left.
And then Evan went to a different middle school.
Then different elementary school.
Different elementary school. And then
we met up again.
we met up again the first time we walked inside of our middle school.
Yeah.
We were in the open house of our middle school, and Evan and I like saw each other in the hallway, and we were like, "What's up?"
Yeah, dude. What's up, dude?
Yeah, we like nodded at each other. We're like, "What's up,
Yeah,
bro?" We
the-
played
the old-
Battlefront 2 together in the basement.
The old middle school nod.
Yeah, the little like, "What's up?" You don't even have to see.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, but you don't even have to
Yeah.
see, just like, "What's
You
up?"
can you can visualize it.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So now we live together and sleep together.
Yeah, we sleep in the same bed.
But we're straight. Anyways, back to Hellraiser. So I'll get to the second half of the souls embodied within Pinhead.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I discussed that the first half.
So who's the guy? Who's the other half?
So the first half is the World War I vet.
The other half's a World War II vet.
What?
The other half's a
The
World War
II.
II.
No, the other half's like a World War IV vet, bro.
Fucking
Because of
future.
the future, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the second half is a Mayan king.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I love fucking like ancient civilizations.
What's your favorite?
Fucking, dude. Honestly, like.
Honestly, I won't lie, bro.
Dude, not gonna
I
lie.
like have a reason to lie, but I'm not gonna. Like honestly,
The Incans were pretty fucking cool.
Incans were cool. I like Incans.
But yeah.
I like Incans because they're like more underground than the Mayans, bro.
Yeah. No, I think the mines are more underground.
Nah, bro. The Incans are like, dude,
Aztecs.
nobody fucking knows about the Incans. I'm like ahead of the game, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I
Those,
love the
they're just like
Incans.
very impressive. Like how, like, well, you always ask yourself, like, it's going back to human lore, but like, how the fuck do they know like how to do stuff? But like,
We
if
don't
you
know.
have 24 hours of a day to think about stuff,
But they don't.
they do though.
But they gotta like provide for themselves and stuff and
Yeah,
hunt and farm.
The people that are thinking about this stuff don't have to do that though. They're like the higher ups, like the royal people. They don't have to do that. You know?
But there are people in our society that have stuff to do like that.
But it's
Their
different now.
job is to.
It's different now though.
conceptualize.
It was different back then. I mean,
Was it though?
yeah, because
Why?
like, if you're a king back in like the 1500s, you know, you don't have to do that much.
But what is the king doing in the 1500s? Are you talking about a Western king?
Or like if you're like royal or whatever, if you're a noble, all you're doing is like thinking about stuff. You're like an academic person.
We're
you know?
not doing anything.
No, they're doing stuff.
Human lore. So
Human
let's
lore.
talk about.
Anyways.
Well, hold on. Kings in Western civilization
Yes.
were purely. I mean, they weren't figureheads, but they didn't really. They just legislated. They were the legislative body. They
Right.
were
They just impose the laws or whatever.
right. But what did they do?
Well, I'm saying like people that are like higher class, like the noble people, the noble.
Oh,
like,
people
class.
whom own land.
Yeah, like they like, you know, they have people working for them, so they didn't have to do all the manual labor. They get to have time to spend on, you know, like just like thinking about stuff all day, you know, like philosophers.
But what
and
did
stuff
nobles
like that.
do? That was the reason for like the French Revolution, partially, minimally. But like, nobles in France didn't do shit, and everybody was working.
Yeah, but like upper class people, like they have like if you're a philosopher, you just spend all day thinking about stuff. You don't have any internet to distract you. You have no distractions, basically.
That's true.
So like you just think about like, I wonder if this happens.
I wonder if the Earth revolves around the sun as opposed to the sun revolving around the Earth.
But yeah, that's actually like true. Like, you know,
Is it? Did
Yeah.
you have to clarify that to me?
no, it's true.
And our
Like,
audience?
I mean, you think about it, like, but like, no, like we don't know what we don't
Well,
know.
it was based on evidence.
Right. But like, even today, there could be stuff that we're like, oh, we don't know what we don't know, but like we don't know at this
Like
point.
what?
Like we can be just like so stupid about some dumb thing.
Like the origin of our universe?
Yeah, like anything really. Like we don't really know, but we have enough evidence to support certain things.
I can so tell you're on a drunk rant. I can so tell.
Let's
I
keep
know you well
going.
enough.
Let's keep going.
Let's go back to the
That
Cenobites.
last shot hit different.
Bro, that Taka hit different. Bro, I bet at this point in our sister podcast, Development Heaven,
Sister. What about brother?
our brother podcast,
Or
our brother podcast, the Development Heaven podcast.
our cousin podcast.
Nah, our sister. We in Georgia, baby. We fucking our sister. Well,
Our stepsister.
our step.
Hey, step bro.
I'm stuck in the washing machine.
Come get me.
I'm naked in the washing machine.
Oh, this is going off a bad area.
This is not good.
It's not good.
Vincent at this point has definitely called us.
He's definitely
One of the co-hosts of our sister podcast, Development Heaven.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a step above him. This is a direct call out. Vincent, I am not gonna call you. Okay?
No, we're gonna call him right now.
Oh fuck. You do it.
I have my phone.
I have my phone. I'm not doing it though.
Where'd it go?
Where'd your phone go?
I just have my phone.
It's probably in your pocket, baby. Is it in the bathroom?
Maybe.
Dude, is it in the bathroom when you went to take a piss?
Probably.
You want my phone?
Not
I'll
right.
give you. No, fuck that.
It's alright. We'll continue.
We'll continue. Okay.
Okay, let's just go to Hereditary. I think we're all ready.
No, but the audience, dude. You're ready, not the audience.
We've all been fiending for Hereditary because I know you got the goods. You got the goods ready.
Okay, so
I think
for some context,
I think we're mentally prepared for the
Yeah, Evan and I
Hereditary, the
attend-
bombshell of
Yeah.
Hereditary.
Evan and I attend the University of Georgia.
No, not true.
Okay,
Maybe, probably true.
definitely true.
100% true.
Don't know why you'd want to hide that.
No.
Okay, we are academics, mostly Evan, at the University of Georgia. Evan, you got that? Yeah, you got that big brain shit going on. I got that fucking.
I got small brain.
You got small.
Brain. I got small brain.
He's drinking water.
Oh, you did a little face.
Evan and I, so we're full-time college students, right? I got some, I do graphic design in the background, but Evan was very busy today, so I spent the whole day researching.
I've been busy a
Hereditary.
lot for like the last week.
Yeah,
October
it's
is-
midterm season.
October's
Hence
pretty
the
bad.
reason why our fucking YouTube video didn't upload until a month after our
dude.
first YouTube video. God damn. Anyways,
Hopefully, we have more consistent uploads. Yes. That was a bad voice crack.
Evan is known for voice cracks. For
Yeah, I'm still growing.
Evan is
I'm a
known for
growing
voice
boy.
cracks, but he is not known for like 60 millisecond long fucking voice cracks. Yeah, so we are. Oh
I felt
my!
like a 15-year-old boy again.
Yeah, Evan is a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, at heart.
Oh my God, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Anyways.
Let's just go to Hereditary, Matthew.
Okay, so I was researching Hereditary for the entirety of the day. I had some lectures, completed those,
Nah.
and by some, I mean I only had one scheduled for today. Anyways, I just
Wow,
lied.
really?
I don't know why I lied.
I'm really happy to know that.
Yeah, and so I attended that lecture, but in between, I was researching. I was
Research.
not researching hereditary lore.
Ooh.
I was researching real lore. Real lore. What I'm about to talk about today is entirely human lore.
Human lore?
Nothing I have to say is not based off of actual events that occurred in our history.
So this is real.
This is going to blow your mind.
This is real life.
And what I have to talk about is not only real lore, but lore hidden from the Christian public.
Whoa.
I'm not even joking.
So if you're a Christian listening, you're about to turn this off right now.
I am talking about shit that was practiced by Pope Honorius
Honorius?
the First,
How
and
long- when was
documented
that?
by Pope Honorius the Third.
Wow.
This is real human lore. As I mentioned previously in the episode, we're not only talking about softcore lore and shit like that. We're talking about human lore too.
Yeah, human lore is cool.
Yeah, so we're covering, this is essentially a celebration of not only Hallorween, but the Planet Lor podcast. So we're going into a lot of shit. I don't even know how long this podcast is at this point. Really long.
Let's get into Hereditary. So how does Hereditary connect to the human lore?
Okay, like
What's
I said,
the foundation of Hereditary? I've never seen it. So, like, how does it connect?
that's a good starting point.
Try
So,
not to, like... I don't know if you can't not spoil it.
I can't. You're
can't?
doomed.
All right, well, whatever.
But here's the thing. You'll appreciate it
But still-
more in
Well,
a
don't
certain...
talk about the plot. Just talk about, like, how it connects to, like, human lore. If that makes sense. Unless you have to talk about the plot.
I'll talk about the plot as little as I absolutely necessarily
continue,
need to.
continue.
So, to clarify our audience, Evan has not seen Hereditary. And for those whom have not seen Hereditary listening, I highly implore you to pause the episode here, go watch Hereditary,
Come back.
and come back.
I don't have a choice.
Evan
You
is fucking screwed.
But you
at
have a
this point.
choice.
Yeah, you have the option while I'm speaking
You
aimlessly to pause the episode, but
Yes.
as time dwindles, you are closer and closer to not being able to pause the episode as we get into the underlying secrets and plot points of Hereditary. So if you do not stop right now, you are screwed. Spoiler alert. Anyways,
But once you pause it, go ahead and leave a 5-star review. You know, go. I mean, that doesn't have to be 4-star, but go for a 5-star review.
it does have to be 5-star review.
Actually, it does. But you can leave a mean comment if you want. Just degrade us. Like I
Just
said
do
last
whatever.
time.
Whatever platform you're on, Spotify, Apple
Yeah, it doesn't
Podcasts.
matter. It just helps
YouTube.
us get more people
Anchor.
to see what we're doing.
Yeah, leave a comment. Like, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You know,
Yeah.
follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, just the usual. Anyways, let's get into Hereditary.
So, final warning: if you have not seen Hereditary, stop the video, because
or
this is
just continue if you just don't care.
I do care.
No, like if you're listening.
Oh, if you don't care about the lore, just stop.
no, if you don't care about like
Oh,
the plot.
I'm at like a 6, bro. I'm like a 7. I don't know. Oh God, how am I supposed to explain the intricacies of? Oh God.
I believe in you.
Okay.
This is kind of
So-
a mess.
No, it's about to get serious. I can feel my hair is messed up.
Yeah.
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 What does it look like? What do I look like?
Fucking like bedhead
Bedhead Larry,
bedhead Wolverine.
bedhead Logan.
Yeah.
Oh God! If Wolverine had bedhead, that's what I look like. Rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, from sober to blackout.
7.5.
Is it time to call Vincent?
No.
Okay, we're above that.
Yes.
I'm getting to that point, but you gotta stop me.
Okay.
Okay, so
Might be coming like midway through this segment.
let's just get right into Hereditary lore,
Okay.
because this is the culmination of the entire Halloween special.
Halloween, baby. The special.
This is so much fun. I love this podcast. Okay. So, the pure evil antagonist of Hereditary and possibly Midsummer is...
Payman.
Bruh.
I got you.
gonna
Sorry.
get
I already
to
seen it. I already seen it.
No, you haven't.
I've known it. Yep.
The 9th King of Hell,
9th. How long
Payman.
what's the lifespan of a King of Hell?
Eternal. I don't know.
Well, then
I'll get
how's
to
it
that. I'll
9?
get to that. I'll get
How's
to
it
that.
9?
I'll get to that.
Answer the question.
He is number 9. He is ranked on the Medalla of the Brass Vessel
Mandala.
Mandala of the brass, the master mandala of the brass vessel. Outside line, or on the outside, is lined with the archangels of heaven. Inside, the 72 kings of hell. If you want to look up Evan, and whoever's watching, if you're watching on a computer, if you're not driving, currently,
Even if you're driving, you can do it.
yeah, why don't you break laws? Fucking
We all do it anyway.
look up the mandala of the brass vessel. Let me just make sure I am. Yeah, I'm doing it right. The mandala of the brass vessel. The master mandala of the brass vessel.
A lot of words.
Charts
Whoa.
the 12 archangels of heaven and the 72.
It's from Nepal.
No. I could probably deduct where it. Jerusalem. No. I'll get into it. I'll go. Enough backstory again. Let's just fucking. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, so the main antagonist of Hereditary is King Payman, the ninth king of hell. And when I first watched Hereditary, I was like, damn, some new lore. I watched it quite recently. I watched it during summer. It was the summer of 2020. I remember specifically, I was staying at my sister's apartment. My twin sister, Justine, shout out, I love you. And my first cousin, not that I know particularly of many second or third cousins or fourth cousins or subsequently, Griffin Odom, shout out, I love you. I was at her apartment spending the night as
Ooh.
I was having sex with my sister.
Oh, God.
Not. Fucking went full Borat there. I was watching Hereditary because we were like, what's a good horror film to watch? It's dark. We're in the heart of Atlanta, right in front of the Pencil Building. You know, my sister's apartment. I'm not going to expose that. We have a good view of Atlanta. That's all I'm going to say. It was dark. We're high up in the city. We're like, let's watch a fucking horror movie because we're scary.
Okay.
And I'm gonna limit the mouth and throat noises I can portray into this microphone.
Start throat singing.
Okay. Let's do this.
Yes.
We're like, let's watch a horror movie. My cousin Griffin's like, hey, yo, I heard Hereditary is pretty good. I've actually seen it before. He didn't tell me that when we first watched it, but I'm like, shit, let's watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, 4K. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Even though our TV in my sister's apartment cannot handle 4K. Let's do this. So, we watched Hereditary, however long it is.
We watched it on 1080p.
Yeah, we watched it on 1080p, baby. No, actually, it was probably 720p.
Oof.
We got an old-ass TV in her apartment. It's like from our old house
Nice.
in, wherever we used to live. People listening know where I used to live. Anyways, we watched the movie. I'm going to get right to it. King Payman
He's a king.
is a king.
What a
of
guy.
hell.
Not a
Yeah.
prince?
There are princes of hell.
Okay.
There are even presidents of hell.
Presidents?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Hierarchies of... If you look at the mandala, you pulled it up.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, it's a complex chart. It's a zodiac, actually. But anyways, tis
Nice.
Taka. Let's get right into it. So Payman is towards the end of the film. Hopefully you've watched it by now. Is the king of hell, the ninth king of hell, that is worshipped by the cult of Payman. At the end of the film, and I was like, shit. That's some really good lore. Loring out with my cousin Griffin. Just sort of like, let's investigate this shit. I interpreted, if you've seen Hereditary, I was, interpreting the pigeon as an embodiment of Payman momentarily to possess Charlie. Evan doesn't know what I'm talking about. If you've seen Hereditary, you know exactly what I'm talking about when she flies into the school window. Anyways, we were arguing about that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna investigate this shit lore more. That was not intentional. So I was like, I'm gonna investigate this shit more. And when I did, I was like, Ninth King of Hell. That's when I learned that he's the Ninth King of Hell, because they mention that he is a King of Hell, but they don't mention, I think, that he's the Ninth King of Hell. It's mentioned further in subsequent lore or previous lore that Payman is a King of Hell. Evan, how many Kings of Hell? You know where why am I asking this? You know how many Kings of Hell there are. I just said it. How many Kings of Hell are there? Do you remember or not? That's how I'm gonna gauge you how drunk you are.
9, 10.
Dude, you're so drunk. There are
12.
72 Kings of Hell.
You never said that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you did not.
We'll play it back.
Okay. Well,
Yes or no, we'll confirm whether
play the backup right here.
play the back over here. There are 72
72?
72 Kings of Hell. I'm not going to list them all because that's 72 names to list.
And he was number 9.
He's number 9.
Pretty early.
Yeah.
At one time? Are they eternal?
They are eternal. They live in hell. You
So
don't
they're
die in
saying-
hell or heaven.
So each king gets less power as there's more kings being...
No.
They all have equal power.
They all have their own niche. Yeah. Yeah, Evan. Good job. You're picking up so well.
Wait, hold on. Let's test our, what we're going to say next. Ready? 1,
2, 3,
4.
Banana Sunday.
My name is
4.
I don't know.
That makes the most logical sense.
Yes.
Anyways, so I was like, what's with the lore of Hereditary? Aster, what's his first name? God, we discussed Midsummer in the beginning. Let me really quick rediscover. I am so bad at typing. Holy shit, I am there. The director of Hereditary was Ari Aster.
Ari Aster.
Ari Aster, through Hereditary, through the medium of film and Hereditary, delved into and exposed me personally to the lore, the hidden lore of magic within the Abrahamic religions.
Magic?
Yeah. Did you know that there's magic in Catholicism and baptism, mostly Catholicism and Lutheran Christianity?
Explain more.
Okay. So, if we're going to jump right into Hereditary, let's discuss the history, the human lore of the film in question. So, Hereditary merely discusses the Ninth King of Hell, Payman, who provides wisdom and foresight of the future and sight into the past of humanity through pure evocation, if done incorrectly. And I will get into that. So I was like, Ninth King of Hell? How many kings are there? There's at least 8 other kings, right? And I soon found out that there are 72 total kings, right? So this led to the, and they're all related to Christianity at least. Where do they come from, right? Is that one of your first questions? How are these related to the Bible or the Torah or the Quran? So...
Question.
Yes.
So, if they're related to, you say they are related to the books, right?
I'm grinning so hard. I'm so excited to get into this lore. The
So-
books. Explain the books. What do you mean?
You're saying they are related to, the
Bible,
religions,
the
right?
Torah. Yes.
So, is Satan the first king of the hell? How does that work? Or is he just the creator?
He was the beginning of hell.
So, was he a king? Or did he deem someone a king of hell?
That is a difficult question, Evan. That is a difficult question to delve into following the research of this lore.
Let's just say he's the creator.
He's the creator of hell.
Okay.
Right? So any angels that follow, little illusion,
Are the kings.
are beneath him.
Oh, and they can work their way up to being king.
No. They
Oh.
well yes, they are okay. I'm it's a little you're a little ahead of the game. You're a little big brain for this shit. You're so excited, I can tell.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, okay. So this is a bit of a foil to our Avatar episode in which you knew way more than I did.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine. I love lore. Okay.
Lore's just good, dude.
I love Halloween. I love lore. This is all very scary.
Very spooky.
Let's discuss the lore of hell.
Lore of hell.
So your first question is, as mine was, how does this relate to Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all that shit? The Abrahamic religions, the three Abrahamic religions. It relates. Okay, do you know who King Solomon was?
No.
Have you heard the name before? Solomon, does that ring a bell?
The name Solomon I've heard before, yes.
Okay, King Solomon was a king of Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Before Jesus Christ was born, allegedly, right? So if we're talking about this in the context of the three Abrahamic religions, they all recognize Jesus Christ at the very least.
Right.
Jesus Christ, the birth of Jesus was it's a good tying point
They're all tied
between all three.
Like they all describe them as different figures, right? Like they all
They all describe him as the same.
Well, no, like same person, but like they
Right.
interpret him differently.
Exactly.
Like they all think he's like a prophet or he's like the son of God. Right?
Great. Perfect.
Yes.
So
That's what ties them all in as being like the same.
Christianity defines Jesus Christ as the begotten Son of God.
Right. But also the reason why they're called Abrahamic religions is
Because Abraham
is also a prophet in all three religions as well.
And
but also son of, for Islam, it's like
son of,
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways.
Very important.
Before Moses. After Moses?
I don't know.
I was an
I don't
altar
know.
boy, but
Yeah, I don't know.
actually, I was legitimately an altar boy. But now I'm atheist, so that shit did not work. I was not touched, thank God. Father Matthew, shout out. Anyways, so I'm wondering, when I first hear this, I'm wondering how is this tied to the Abrahamic religions? This brings me in my research to King Solomon, king of Jerusalem, followed by King David.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Are they related somehow or no?
just subsequent kings.
So they have to be related though, right? Like wouldn't a king be related to another king?
That I'm not concerned with. I'm purely concerned with the piss I have to take. So, in this uncut version of the Planet Lor Hallorween special, why don't you, I'm going to take a quick piss, carry over this piss to the discussion of Hereditary. Go.
So Hereditary is, indeed interesting. Sometimes I think about hell, and I'm like, wow, that's very interesting. But I think the better discussion is why have we fixated on the afterlife in two different regions? There's the heaven where everything is good and everything is bad in hell. Why is good and bad separated so much?
Okay.
On a clear,
and we're back.
on a clear line,
There you go. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I was saying, why is heaven so purely good and why is hell so purely bad?
I'll get to that.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I'll get to that. That's a
Like,
good question to
I feel like
have.
it's
That's a
kind of a
very
weird,
good question to
Very
have.
strange thing.
And it's like I was concerned with the answer to that question. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is it so bad? Like, why is hell bad?
But how can anything be purely bad?
That's
Like, if you-
getting into a more
Yeah.
my problem with
yes.
religion, Christianity.
Well,
in
like how,
particular.
like if you accept hell for what it is, then you can actually technically make it good, which is not possible theoretically with hell.
Well, I'll get into that.
Continue.
So back to the scary lore. We're talking about hell. We're talking about your eternal fate as a son of God. Yeah. So we're talking about Solomon, the subsequent king of Jerusalem following David.
No, I thought he was prior to David.
Following.
So he's the son of David?
Oh, God, you got me all confused now.
Before he said he was prior.
I'm just going to double check. Was Solomon before or after David? Solomon is known for being the king of Israel who built the first temple in Jerusalem. He was also the second after his father David.
Okay, so yes, he was the son of David.
Yeah, if I got that wrong before, I apologize. King Payman was followed. Just in case I got it wrong, King Payman... oh God. This is so fun doing drunk. Jesus Christ. King Solomon followed David.
Yes.
And King Solomon has a level of notoriety amongst the magic, spelled with a K, of Christianity, in that he was the first follower of God in the sense of Judaism to delve into and have inspiration from the power beneath him. And in terms of beneath, I mean hell.
So is he the first king of hell?
No. He was the first to invoke the power of hell. He was the first...
What does that mean?
I'll get into that.
Well, let's get into it now.
Okay. I'm so bad at being funny drunk. Oh, God. Intentionally funny. I'm sure there's so many fucking parts of this that are funny that I'm just, like, actually not trying. Anyways, so King Solomon, there's a specific painting. If you want to look up right now, Evan and those who are viewing, if you are able to, I would suggest looking up King Solomon inspired painting. Maybe? I don't know. There's a specific painting which entails his inspiration from that above and that below, in which he is first delving into the powers of hell beneath him, right? So he is a religious figure in that he is investigating the power that exists beneath him, that he believes to be in hell. And an important piece of media that's important to discuss is the Lesser Key of Solomon. And the Lesser Key of Solomon was a book that detailed the 72 kings of hell following centuries after the death of King Solomon. So this history has essentially been developing for years and years after King Solomon. So it's not like, who wrote Dante's Inferno? Dante's Inferno was written by Evan, who wrote Dante's Inferno? Not Milton. It was Dante. It was Dante what? Dante, who wrote Dante's Inferno? Dante Alighieri.
I don't know.
Alighieri. Dante Alighieri. So, I'm rambling because I am intoxicated by alcohol. But,
as opposed to anything else.
As opposed to nothing else. I am sober as a gopher. So I discussed
that noise way too much.
Yeah, I've been invoking that noise too much. Actually evoking because it's coming out of my body. I'll get to that later. Dante's Inferno followed Paradise Lost, and I described that Paradise Lost was the first modern description of hell, and Dante's Inferno was the first to describe the 9 circles of torture within hell. You're very familiar with the 9 circles of torture, right?
Yes.
So
Torture or hell?
torture within hell.
I thought it's the 9 circles of hell.
He's got the fucking cartoony hiccups of alcoholism. So getting back to the lore and staying on track. Why don't you call Vincent while I'm explaining this? Yeah. So so I'm trying to remember, what was I talking about before you went to take a piss while I was talking and nobody knows that you were going to take a piss?
I don't know.
Okay, we're both really drunk.
Not good.
So let's just get into it. Solomon. Oh, I remember. Solomon was not the first to discuss hell, but he was the first. Vinny. We got Vinny on the line.
You are on the Planet Lor Hallorween special, baby.
Planet Lor podcast.
That's cool.
Yeah, we are.
So, Vincent, I got a question for you.
Yeah, I can't hear you, but what's up?
You got a question? I'll repeat it. Don't worry.
So,
all right, yes, Evan, translate for me.
Just for a little context, this is a co-host of our sister podcast, Development Heaven. I will be cameoing on their Halloween special, October 31st.
You're probably gonna edit that part out.
Don't you dare! Don't you? Because we're not editing this out.
So here's the thing. You see how I picked up? When you called me? You didn't pick up, and so we had to move on. So your part is probably getting edited out.
Nah, we're on there.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Vincent, what's the scariest thing to you about God actually existing?
Huh.
What if you're wrong about being an atheist? Because we're getting to the real scary of Halloween, right?
That's stupid. All right.
What are you so afraid of about being an atheist? What if you're wrong?
I've never even considered, I've never been afraid of, nor do I consider myself an atheist, frankly. But that's all right.
You're an agnostic.
Yeah, sure. So let's say, big man upstairs.
Big man.
I go up there and I meet him. I shake his hand and I say hello. The problem with that, I think, is the fact that there is a, the question of morality. You know how it's what is morality? Well, according to God, it's this.
Shut up!
It's an issue.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, stupid bitch! We're trying to get scary, not serious. Shut the fuck up.
Evan.
Yeah.
Talk to Matthew for me.
Shut up.
Tell Matthew that I think he can fuck off.
I think you heard that one.
Okay, and then ask him what he thinks is so scary about God. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, what's so scary about God, Matthew?
Yeah, you tell me.
I
Translate.
don't know. How big is God? What is he, 6'2"? That's pretty big.
No.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not afraid of God. I'm 6 foot. I'm 5'11". All right, Vincent. Congratulations on your first cameo in the Halloween special. You have discussed your fear of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Goodbye.
I don't know if you've jerked yourself off enough on the podcast, but it's a good name. If nobody else says it.
Oh, thank you.
Planet Lor.
It's a good name, Hallorween.
Oh, Halloween.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is why we love you.
Okay,
Vincent.
and we're better because we're not cutting this out, so fuck you.
All right. What's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy?
Yeah,
Ooh.
what's your favorite candy?
Favorite Halloween candy or favorite?
Halloween candy.
I like Almond Joy.
Drops.
Drops?
Yeah.
Ugh. What about you,
Drops are
Vinny?
all right.
I love drops.
Reese's Cups.
Ooh.
Love me a good Reese's Cup.
Reese's Cups are always good. My dad always
Drops are the best.
He always stole my Reese's Cups when I was
Dude,
little.
fuck Jimmy. Fuck Jimbo.
Yeah. But I like Almond Joys.
Do your parents listen to the podcast?
Almond Joys are alright.
I don't think so.
I think. Almond Joys are good.
They are very good.
My dad likes Almond Joys.
What about Mounds? What do you think about Mounds?
Mounds are worse.
Yes.
I like almonds.
Yes, that's true.
That's the difference. I think mounds are kind of unbearable because without the almond.
Okay, Vincent. Thank you so much for cameoing on the Planet Lor podcast. We're gonna have a collab soon, so thank you so much.
All right, cheers.
Bye, Vinny. I love you.
Love you too, champ.
All right, so you're gonna find a similar cameo on the Development Heaven podcast, October 31st. They don't have a better name than us.
Halloween, baby.
Halloween.
That's what it is.
So let's get back to Planet Lor. Payman. We discussed the 72 Kings of Hell.
Yes, so he's the 9th king.
Let's get back. Payman.
Yes.
Yes. So let's get back to the lore of Solomon. So Solomon was the first to discover and use to his ability best the power of hell beneath him. Right?
What does that power consist of?
So his thought process was that you can sorry. This is really technical at this point. If we're getting all serious.
Yeah.
I'm going to get really serious about this because I want this to be really I want this to be because this scared me when I was watching multiple documentaries about
Documentaries?
Yeah, I watched documentaries about the worshippers of these. Essentially, they're worshippers of archangels and God to use the kings of hell. Use the archangels to use the. Oh my God, I'm too drunk to explain this very technical scenario. The occult uses. Oh my God, I'm using the word uses. They invoke archangels and plead them for their protection as they attempt to use archdemons of hell, which evoke the 72 kings of hell, right? So if we're delving into human lore, King Solomon was the first to implore the power of the 72 kings of hell, using demons supposedly through the protection of archangels of heaven to build a temple, right? So this temple that he's accredited to building was used by first controlling a worm that can consume stone.
A worm?
Yes. I don't remember the name, but you could totally look this up. It's 100% true, supposedly, that he used a worm to consume stone to help construct his temple. And to also help construct his temple, he even implored demons to bring him water. That's supposedly how much control and knowledge he had over these kings of hell.
Wow.
So, in this interpretation of God and Christianity and Judaism and Islam as a whole, which these kings are all referenced throughout each religion, mind you, not to get all Alex Jones on you, but they can be invoked, and it's important to discuss the difference between invocation and evocation, because when researching these cults and the occult that implores the powers, absolutely not worshiping the power of those in hell, but using in their control and by the help of the archangels to control the kings of hell, using their power for their own aid. This is the philosophy of King Solomon at this point. In summary, to absolutely use the power in a sense of power to control the kings of hell. Not worshiping them, but using their power in their control. So, we're getting so into the lore of this is all canon in Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah.
And Islam. This is recognized and implored and understood by Pope Honorius I. Recognized by Honorius III and written in a biography of Honorius I. This is documented and likely held within the Vatican of this magic. And I'm an atheist, but this is literally the most convincing part of Christianity. Like, this horrifying use and slavery of the power of hell. And this is what is delved into in Hereditary. Right? So, it's understood that if you're looking at a superficial point of view, that Hereditary is monitoring this cult of Payman, which is controlling this family that is the subject of the film, and using them for their advantage to summon Payman into a body, because historically Payman can only be summoned in the real world through the body of a male, right? And if you watch the film, you'll understand that Payman is not summoned until he is within whatever the fuck his name is. I'm too drunk to know. But Payman, one of the 72 kings of hell, is canonized within the Western lore. The lore of Jesus Christ, the Lord of God, the lore of the three Abrahamic religions. So when you're getting into it's really hard to nail this down, but when you get to Solomon, he has essentially used this worm to and the other 72 kings of hell to build his temple, right? So this is the first use of the power of hell in the Western canon. This is the first use of the powers of demons and the kings, princes, and presidents of hell, which do exist. And they are listed within the hierarchy of the archangels, the archdemons, and presidents and bishops of hell and shit like that in the master mandala of the brass vessel, which I previously brought up before, that you can look up yourself. And I'm not saying I believe all this, but it is the most tangible thing within Christianity and Judaism and Islam. And I'll tell you why. Because the symbols, if you are to look up the symbols of hell, the symbols of Payman, the symbols of Malphas, or any of the 72 kings of hell, they are purely based off of voodoo entities that exist, 72 of them, to be precise, within lore that is not even connected to Western Christianity or Judaism or Islam. 72 entities that exist that embody the same characteristics that Christians, Jews, and Muslims have adopted in their own lore. That they find they have the same entities as voodoo. Right? So, I know I've been rambling for a bit, but it is culminated. Say the word.
Culminated.
What?
Culminated.
I'm so sorry. It is culminated to this fact that while only 3 Abrahamic religions possess the same God, even 3 Abrahamic religions plus voodoo separately in their own lore possess the same 72 entities that have the same properties and the same symbols. Obviously, the symbols are adopted from voodoo, but they possess the same 72 entities with the same characteristics that exist in human lore separately. Right? I hope you're listening to this at night, because if I was listening to myself at night, I'd be shitting myself, because that is absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
Unless there is some collaboration between the histories, that is insane.
There definitely is collaboration.
Maybe. It's Halloween, Evan. It's Hallorween.
Halloween.
I choose not to believe that. So, with that being said, the first documentation and categorization of the 72 kings of hell was first documented in the 17th century in a novel anonymously written in the title of The Lesser Key of Solomon, in his name. And in this novel was the 72 kings of hell documented with their own specific characteristics and their own names, obviously, as they were documented. And Hereditary adopts from the Lesser Key of Solomon the King Payman, who provides wisdom and foresight, as I mentioned before, into the future and from the past, and general wisdom and knowledge. And in Hereditary, the cult of Payman, while ruthless and unwilling to respect the lives of the family, they overtake and embody King Payman. I'm getting scared. Hereditary is so good. Fuck. I'm like trying to make this as scary as possible and serious, but like, God, this lore is so good. I'm trying to set the stage. They take the family and use them to possess and embody King Payman. So by the end of the film, King Payman is living among Earth, right? And within Christian lore, let's provide some history as to why, because I'm sure the question is arising, like in you, Evan, as to why is this canon in Christian lore, but I can't invoke these demons? Why are they so bad? Have you thought about that?
No.
No, you haven't? You've just been listening to me?
Yeah, I'm trying to digest all of it. It's
It's
a lot.
a lot.
It's a lot.
So you might be wondering, like, why is it even bad to, because you mentioned it before, like, why is hell bad, right?
Yeah.
If you're wondering why hell is bad,
But good and bad is very relative. isn't
right,
it?
right, but in a human sense, it's not, right? So in a human sense, there is a strict definition of good or bad,
Relatively strict.
especially in an Abrahamic depiction of good or bad. So let's talk about this, because this is the context in which it exists in. So if you're talking about heaven and hell, the embodiments of good or bad in realms, we are talking about why is hell bad? Why is heaven good? And it's because heaven is in service of all people. Heaven is in service of the pleasure and betterment of humanity that ends up in heaven, right? It's not an individualistic perspective.
Right.
But if you are evoking power, did I discuss the difference between evoking and invoking?
Yes, you mentioned it.
Yes. So invoking, just to clarify, is bringing the demons of hell from within you, and invoking is calling on to them, right? So if you're evoking a king of hell, you are providing your body as a vessel for them to appear. But if you're invoking them, and this is discussed within cults of the archangels to summon and control kings of hell, if you're invoking kings of hell, you are providing, you know what, let me discuss how you invoke a king of hell, right? So if you're invoking a king of hell within the occult in service of the archangels of heaven, you, and this is human lore, you are, and these are cults that have existed for centuries, you are, and this is their actual practice, you are, let's say you want to invoke Payman, right? You want to invoke Payman to use him for your knowledge, or for your own knowledge, and to use him to gain foresight into the future. You, in service of the archangels, construct a triangle to encapsulate an obsidian mirror. And the reason why you use a triangle is to invoke, again, it's all bullshit, right? I sound super serious, but that's only out of my love for lore. I am an atheist. I think this is bullshit, right? Like, you know, go fucking worship Payman. I don't give a fuck. But like, it's not going to do anything for you. But if you want to summon Payman, here's how you do it. You create, rudimentarily, you create a structure out of a triangle to call upon the archangel Michael for your protection, in which it contains him in this triangle as a metaphor for the syllables that make up his name. Mikael, 1, 2, 3. Right? The purpose for the triangular structure is to encapsulate him in the syllabic form of his name. Blah 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 bullshit. And in doing so, you encapsulate, or inside that triangle, you have the obsidian mirror, in which it is foretold that if you recite a specific summoning incantation, in which I do not know and I'm not going to talk about on this podcast, if you summon a king of hell within that obsidian mirror, it is foretold that you eventually, the image clears, it is blank, you can no longer see your own reflection after summoning the king, and following the clear image, you see the king or queen of hell. And this has been accounted for everybody whom has done the invocation. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The evocation is not involved. The invocation is what you use to call upon the king of hell from support of the archangels. Right?
Right.
Okay. You're following me?
Trying.
Yeah, I know this is a lot. And this is why it's taken me hours upon hours to research. But if you're still listening, thank God. Because I hope it's interesting. Because I'm just sort of talking about it as I know it. But once you invoke the king of hell with the protection of an archangel and the archangels, you can then use this king of hell for your betterment. But the reason why, and I haven't discussed this, but magic is not allowed in Christianity, canonically.
Right, yeah.
And do you know this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know like a lot of very strict religious like Christians are very against like magic, even if they're like pretending magic.
Do you know why?
Because probably related to this whole thing.
But
right?
why? Why is it so bad to...
I think it has to do with like, just like, I don't know the exact answer, but I'm just like thinking about it. Maybe because, if you're Christian, like God or Jesus performed all these like acts that were like very like non-human basically. And if you try to do magic, you're basically like going against that. I don't know if that makes sense.
But why?
I don't know why.
There's a clear answer, right? I had the same questions as you. I'm like, why is it bad? Right? Like, why is it bad to...
Is it bad because people are doing it to like for hell reasons?
Close. Why is it bad?
Because it has relation to hell. I don't know. Like,
no.
Okay, why?
It has nothing to do with the realm of hell. But it has everything to do with you cannot invoke kings of hell without purely benefiting yourself. Right? So you cannot invoke kings of hell without purely providing yourself with knowledge or foresight or power in any means. So Jesus taught that love is for everybody in the canon of Christianity, right? And even Judaism, right? So whether you believe Jesus is the Son of God or a prophet, Jesus taught that love is for everybody. And we're getting into super hard Christian lore, but it's so interesting because it's so delved into history. And you cannot, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. That is one of the main teachings of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, in Christianity. So when invoking kings of hell, you cannot use their power unless it is upon yourself entirely. So that is purely why Christians have outlawed the use of magic. Because magic and magicians, in the sense of Christianity, do not mean like, fucking pulling a rabbit out of the hat or whatever. It means you are invoking the kings of hell and demons from beneath. So that is purely why it is bad, because it is for a selfish reason. You are, in the eyes of God, you are sinning because it is a selfish reason. And that's why it is evil. Because it's not for the betterment of humanity. So, essentially, that is the lore of Hereditary.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. That's like fucking deep human lore right
It-
there.
That's what I've been researching all day.
That's crazy.
And there's so much shit I didn't talk about, but like,
That's wild.
yeah.
Damn. That shit. Fuck.
There's way more to Hereditary than you think.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that's like really cool.
Yeah.
And I think more people need to do that. Like if you can't like develop like your own universe, connect it to somehow like being sort of related to like human lore. Cause there's a lot of weird shit with human lore, you know? Like we don't even know like our own lore really.
It would be almost impossible in a lifetime to develop a lore as detailed as I've discussed. Because there are only, there are like, I've talked about Malthus a little bit. I've talked about Payman insanely a lot. There's a lot to discuss within the 72, or, the 70 other kings of hell.
Yeah.
That I haven't even touched upon.
Yeah.
There's 70 other kings of hell and all of the archangels, the 12 archangels to discuss that I haven't even talked about.
Yeah. It's
So
deep.
this is a deep dive into Christian lore.
Yeah.
This is probably the deepest dive we're going to get into
Yeah.
with Christian lore.
It just gets deeper and deeper too.
It gets so deep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean, that's the Halloween special.
Yeah, we'll leave you on that note. If you want to research more about it,
I
definitely
implore
dive
you
into it. Yeah.
to research it yourself, because if you're as into lore as I or Evan and I are, Evan's probably going to look into this later.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Being former Christian boys as ourselves, I was really into this lore. Being a former Christian, I was like, wow, this is actually based in history.
Yeah.
King Solomon and King David were real people. They're real accounts, supposedly, of King Solomon's magical actions. And that's the shit I wanted to get into once we got to this part.
Yeah.
And this is the culmination of Hallorween.
Halloween, baby.
The magical with a K and
Magic.
A Magick.
That's how it's spelled, yeah.
That's spelled with a K, bro.
No, it's spelled CK.
A. I know my magic with a K.
Match with a CK, bro.
Hey, you know what? We're going to have a poll in our Discord. If you want to check out our Discord below, we're going to have a
Magic with
poll.
a CK
if it's
or a
magic
K
with a
only?
CK or magic with a K only.
Or C, I guess.
No.
Okay, then no.
Not within the three Abrahamic religions. This has been quite a bit of a rambling. Quite a bit of a taco-fueled
Yeah.
expository
very
segment.
Taco fueled for sure.
Very. My mouth is dry. We are exhausted. We are on the 4,000 mark in terms of recording. Normally we're at around like a max 2,000. We're very far into this. So let's wrap it up.
We got
We have been recording the Halloween special. This is Halloween. Next year, hopefully, if everything works out, we will have Halloween Part 2. I've specifically made this a very hard thing to pronounce when you're as intoxicated
Halloween.
as we are.
Yeah.
But hopefully you've enjoyed the Halloween special.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, if you want to check out, if you're on YouTube, check out all of our links below. Same with Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to leave a 5-star rating where you can. Make sure to leave a like where you can. Subscribe, follow where you can.
If you join the Discord, we'll drop a riddle for the next topic.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
We don't
good
even
thing we're
know
gonna
what
be
the
doing.
next
I
topic
feel
is. You know what? I'm so excited for next episode.
Like. Your riddle. It's gonna be good. Be there or be square.
Ooh, that's my thing.
It's lore time, baby.
It's Lord time. We've had a great Halloween special with you all. It's been very improvisational. Probably not going to cut anything out, but
Just let it flow, baby.
yeah, we'll see you in the next one, wherever it may be. We got no more midterms, so we got this.
Cue the outro music.
Cue the outro. You know what? We're done. Bop. Happy Halloween. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Scared me.